up to speed, up to speed, up to speed.
Live from the apocalypse, the only hip-hop podcast that doesn't support linear time. This is Dan O. I help run Free Music Empire. God damn it. And this week is about the value of chaos, you know? So we're very happy about this. I am nicer than I was yesterday, but still not a nice person. So
hell yeah.
My co-host, while many sing in the shower, my co-host serenades the shower before he goes in. It's wonderful. He's a romantic guy like that.
Yeah, that's
okay, Diggy. My son is waving to me from the stairs. Bedtime has changed. So thank you for being here, Kay. I appreciate it. Do you like the Christmas trees thick, Kay?
Do I like my Christmas trees thick?
Yes.
Yeah, like what proportions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like them thick. Absolutely.
Somebody said that at work today, so it was just that. I put it in the chat. So we are joined by an incredible group of pioneers. God damn it. I would say, I don't speak for them, but in one of the leaders in this kind of space, to me, someone who came through on preaching in Havana like Jason comes through summer camps, with lungs, and I appreciate you being here. I learn more about you every release, and
oh hell yeah.
As well, we have someone. Honestly, the reason we're doing this is because Def C listed his best MCs of 2023. Long list. It was really dope. And he had Phiik on there. And I sat with that and was like, fuck, you're right. Phiik has been incredible this year. And just really maximized. So I had to talk to Phiik, and we have to talk about the come up, because killing it. And I guess the diabolical, I don't know, the Thanos of sound, NoFace.
What's up, Bat? Good to see y'all.
Deconstructing this shit, man. Every time I listen to NoFace, I feel like I'm in another dimension. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So everybody's here. I wanted to dive into the Planet series, the whole Planet situation. And because so let's get it out of there. This one's Planet X. You released another Planet 4 earlier in the year, February. And is Planet X part of this series? Is it a different thing? Because it's the first one not produced by Lonestar, by Lungs.
So, I think that I would say like Planet X is like two things. The first, like exactly like what you said, is that it's like a continuation of the Another Planet series. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you said, I produced 4 tapes. The Another Planet shit, all my beats. So like the thing that me and Phiik were kind of getting, trying to set up for the next year, and change of time, was like getting, doing kind of Another Planet installments with like different producers. So what was that? Oh yeah. So it was like doing shit with different producers, like as a whole. So the first shit we figured would be the easiest was NoFace. So it was on one part that, and then on another part, I mean, I think you'll agree, I felt like it was like the spiritual successor to 3-Pack, which was a tape that me and NoFace put out during the COVID time. I think that was like 2021. Yeah, like 2021 era. So we kind of approached it to like kind of, you know, both of those ideas of like, let's kind of do like a something that has the same kind of vibe or like the same energy to a degree that 3-Pack had. Because that was a tape that was kind of just born out of chaos. And kind of then also like doing a full kind of like, okay, bet like this is going to be like another planet, NoFace shit. You know what I'm saying? Just having that be its own thing. So like the project really came together just from like those two things. And I mean, to be honest, it had also been a minute since we had like just done some shit with NoFace.
We've done a lot of shit individually in the past and as a group all together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've put work out and shit, like even if it's not just full collab projects.
We had stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah, like all
Yeah.
types of shit.
From a while ago that never really got like a proper release.
Yeah. Type shit.
So
But
like,
it was about time, you know. But
yeah.
I heard work that you two were doing with Ola Segun, just to name.
Yeah, so it's like
another planet.
we kind of have three things rolling right now in terms of the another planet thing. Like the first, obviously, being Planet X, which is like what you know what I'm saying. We're talking about type shit right now, but for like the future shit too, like the next two things after this are gonna be Carrot Season, which is kind of like another tape that I kind of felt like came out of needing a grown-up spiritual successor to Carrot Stew, which like obviously that was like one of the first tapes that I put out, and that's kind of like a nod in the title to that. And that is gonna be like a full fucking length thing. I don't even want to talk about features yet because we have some huge ass ones that I don't even want to blow the fucking thing, but we got some crazy legends on there. All Ola Segun beats, and then me and Phiik are actually working on a tape, another planet kind of offshoot with Steel Tip Dove, which we're super hyped on. So that shit, we've been working on that for how long? You think like 6 months, maybe?
Yeah, like 5-6 months.
Yeah. So we've just been, going to Dove's studio and just knocking joints out and just going through. But fucking, it was dope for Planet X because at least like with NoFace, I feel like we just work really seamlessly together. So it was just like easy as fuck.
And we all kick it together outside of music.
Yeah, of course. So it's like,
Makes it
Okay, so that 'cause I was wondering that. So it's not Planet X because X is the Roman numeral for 5, right?
It's
10, I think.
Oh, 10. Okay, all right. So you meant this. Oh, okay,
The V is 5. Yep.
V is 5. Okay, so Planet X. All right.
So like we weren't even making. It's not even really like a Roman numeral thing. It was more so just like Planet X. Isn't Planet X like? Wasn't it like a fucking planet that they thought was a planet, but now it's like downgraded to some sort of moon or some shit? Am I bugging? Like,
there was a hypothetical
sound like Pluto.
Planet X that, it turned out to be like before they had even discovered Pluto or something, they were theorizing the existence of some strange planet based on like a orbital disruption. But like, I don't even really remember it. There was another. It's also like from a science fiction novel. There's like a Planet X, which is like a kind of like time ending cataclysmic comet kind of thing. So it's it seemed like I think a fitting
like appropriate title.
It's not so much a numbers thing. It's just the mystery of Planet X.
Yeah, I always took it like as like a 70s science fiction situation.
Yeah.
That a lot of those movies are the kind of movies that Lonestar's always sampling anyway, right? Like pulling up out of. So
yeah, hell yeah. And a lot of the Another Planet shit, I mean, even 3-Pack, that whole time period was just like me and fucking NoFace sitting in my fucking room just tweaking out, watching movies with my 555 hooked up to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like sampling all that shit. So it's like definitely something that we kind of strove for. It also is like
another Planet 4 came about too.
Yeah, facts. Just like doing all that. I feel like Planet X is definitely like more experimental to a degree, and we kind of went for that
Yeah, we
vibe.
tried.
Like, we like a lot of the joints like BQE, Trapped on the Moon, fucking even Scooby. A lot of those beats are like really fucking weird.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
part of the reason that we kind of did that, which is also why Carrot Season is going to be dope, because like the main fucking thing that you hear right from like people either hating on us or like just like commenting on the thing on the internet is that these motherfuckers like don't rap over shit with drums. You know what I'm saying? That it's always like weird ass loop. And that's, I mean, for me personally, it's like we don't think about that shit necessarily. Like if the thing is fire, we're gonna do it. I don't give a fuck if it has drums, if it doesn't have drums. Like if the thing appeals to me, if it's fire, like, and if it fits the thing that we're trying to do, we're gonna rock over it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't like think like that necessarily, but it's gonna be sick because Carrot Season with Ola Segun production, like. Dude is one of my favorite. I mean, I think we all agree he's one of the fucking goats of this shit. You want to talk about like contemporary legends when it comes to production? Like Ola is a fucking nutcase. I mean, he's on another level. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a fucking genius is definitely the word. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like even in the way that what I'm saying, son carries himself and behaves, like he's on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of the way that approaches the thing and everything. And it's going to be sick because that album is going to be much more, it's still going to be like very different, and like it still has the kind of another planet like chaos element to it, but it's going to be way more like quote unquote traditional, I guess, just in terms of if you're talking solely the production.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for Planet X, like I think that all of us were kind of like, yo, especially me and Phiik being like, okay, bet, like, what is something that can kind of like plug this space in a way that we'll be excited about, you know what I'm saying? And not just like have something be just like a fucking placeholder in between like AP4 and Carrot Season, but to have something that like we're actually like, okay, bet, we're hyped on this shit. We feel like this thing is like a mini journey from beginning to end. It's a valid one. Like people are gonna fuck with it. And I think that just we were like, NoFace is obviously like the best. The thing comes about organically, but even if we were thinking strategically, like within the thing, it's like we can go all the way left right now if we need to, because it's just like we can do some really weird shit, because then Carrot Season is going to be much more of like kind of the full length,
it's an interesting transition too,
No, one of the things I learned early on, I think it was in high school, was the cool thing about being known as weird is if you act normal, that's weird too.
Yeah, exactly.
Gives you a lot of space to do what you want to do.
Yeah, it does. It's like
Definitely,
motherfuckers. And this is the thing too. It's like for us, it's like, dude, like the reason I like rapping out loops personally is just because like I have hella freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. Like with drums, it's like things. And not always. It's not. What I'm saying is not always the case by any means, because I rap on shit with drums all the time. And it's foundation of shit. I get it 100%. But for me, it's like a lot of the shit with AP was like the thing that I feel like connected was like I felt like even on a NoFace loop or on some shit, it's like working with people who understand like the thing that we're trying to do makes everything easier, because it's like I can just have freedom to do whatever the fuck I want then. You know what I'm saying? Like and there's less constraints on like the type of shit that's happening. But like even on 3-Pack, I thought that it was super important to include like a couple joints that were more, like
hip hop
shit. And then on Planet X, it's like the same thing, where it's like, you have the Elric feature, where it's like that joint
That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that shit is fire. And shout out Elric for real, bro. That's my guy. Fucking, he's in VA, based out of VA, but he'd be coming up here frequently. He used to live. He made Jolly Rogers too. He produced Jolly Rogers, which was my first tape that I ever did. But it was sick to get Elric on that shit because, you know, he was up here OD during the whole fucking 3-pack shit. Let me call this motherfucker right now. But
3-pack is great. That's one of my favorite songs on there. I mean, its beat is incredible. Yeah, that's
yeah, and he's definitely made the shit. Doof too, the Doof joint. Doof heard that shit. He was back here. He's in Spain. He actually moved out to Barcelona.
Yeah,
but he had been back for like a period of time, and he pulled up, and we wound up being able, things just connected. He was able to pull back up to the crib, and we were able to get that verse knocked out for the 3-pack joint, which was crazy. And yeah, I mean, it was just, I mixed the whole thing at Mansion Studios in Brooklyn. Shout out Mansion for real. That's like, you know, my second home when it comes to shit. I also like worked there, but the whole thing was mixed at Mansion, more or less. I mixed a lot of it at the crib too, but like all the final shit was done at Mansion Studios. So, you know, shout out Mansion. If you're in Brooklyn, you need sessions.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's interesting for me to think about the evolution of the series. Okay, so I got a pitch if you want to hear it. Like, so I think Another Planet series really takes a turning point at Another Planet 2. I think that is the shift. That is when it finds its final form.
Yeah.
sure.
So, and I have 3 kind of reasons I have down, right? One is like the cast is the people that you're going to build with, right? YL, Sharif, Silence, right?
Yeah.
These are all critical people. They're all on there. It's just a real good collection of who's important for the next few years.
Yeah.
The second one is Al Sham, which is bananas. The beat is just a great, like, simple bell sounds getting twisted and spun back. And Lung starts off his verse by saying, "Ayo, collective ignorance is man's biggest folly." And I think from then on, you understand that as a listener, anything can fucking happen. Like any mood, any subject can just kind of happen at any time. Another kind of reason that like falls into that is the Nicole Richie, the end of Nicole Richie, where Love kind of explodes. It's like getting sued by Taylor Gang, getting sued by Kevin Gates and Paul Giamatti. Sets a standard for how far out things can be, you know, in that series.
Yeah, hell
yeah, bro.
And then, you know, I think that it was ill too, because after that, you're absolutely right that like by AP2 was the beginning of like us figuring that shit out, locking down what it actually was. AP3 was us being like, okay, bet this is what it is. We know what it is. Let's build on that. And then AP4 was like the really like big, all right, like this is an actual thing now. This is like
it's like polished,
the grown up version of fucking the other tapes, which were like recorded in my bedroom. Like, mind you, we made this in my studio too. Like we made Planet X in my studio, and it's like, especially now that like I work as an audio engineer as like a job, it's like our recordings have in quality increased exponentially from fucking like how shit was during AP2 and 3 and, you know, during all that. But the thing that always appeals to me about those tapes is exactly what you say, is that I'm like, damn, this was us like figuring it out. Like comparatively to AP4, even Planet X, like for my own personal like audio shit, it doesn't sound, it was recorded like shit. I recorded it in my fucking 2012 MacBook with like 100 motherfuckers in a room smoking dope. Like it wasn't like, they weren't like crazy fucking studio albums. But now that it's like I've, you know, work as an audio engineer, I've learned so much about like fucking mixing and recording and all that other shit.
Yeah.
I actually have decent gear at the crib now to do so. It's like shit is like, I'm confident that we can take things that recorded in my room or in my house, in my living room, in the studio type shit, and have them be viable for commercial release. But all those projects definitely, it's been ill to watch the thing develop and just try to figure out what it is, and Carrot Season is going to be ill because Carrot Season is going to be very, very different in a very ill way.
Yeah.
We're still trying to make it like chaotic as possible, but it's going to be very, very, very different.
It'll be a lot of like structured chaos. It's like a lot of like our own type of dynamic that we've had in previous projects, but comprised with Ola's kind of straight line type of
Drum breaks.
Yeah, just like his whole
beats.
shit is like his shit is easy as shit to write to. Also,
Yeah.
like same with NoFaces, you know what I mean? But it's just like that shit makes it so much easier to kind of go whatever way we want, also on something structured. So
And it's like we got a lot of really, really ill features on there too, which I want to get everything like solidified before I go.
No problem.
But once it's there, y'all will know.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean So Kay, the way I would characterize like the Another Planet kind of the thread is like Another Planet 1 is like, let's build a tower out of dominoes. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And Another Planet 2 is like, fuck, this is pretty good. We should take pictures. Like this is working out. And then 3 is just keep building, keep building. And 4 is almost like, how high could we get this?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Wow.
How hard can we expand and build this? Yeah.
And we want Planet X like to be almost like, to me, Planet X too is cool because it's like some another planet. It's almost like a Where Are the Bugs to me, to a degree.
Yeah.
Where it's like
we did it in such a short amount of time too.
And it's like that's how Where Are the Bugs was, in the sense that it's like
3 months.
Yeah, and it was like I feel like there's projects where it's like AP4 and Carrot Season were projects where it was like, okay, let's intentionally take a long time to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna intentionally like take a long fucking time to get this whole thing together, like intentionally. You know what I'm saying? So it's really more of like a rollout and like the type of thing. Mind you, we did a rollout for Planet X 100%. It's like, motherfuckers, I mean, we're talking to y'all. We sent it around. It's not like we didn't do the same shit that we would do for a different project. But the reason I like projects like Planet X and like Where Are the Bugs to me is that their purpose is not necessarily to like advance the like another like the from AP4, right? It's not about like, you don't have to after AP4 have everything be like, all right, we have to do it like this and fucking everything is like, because it's like, fuck that. That's not like how any of those things even like can exist in the beginning with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, like project like Where Are the Bugs or like Planet X, those projects, everything is going to be timeless, but like the way that it's about like the type of slot that the thing fills. And for me, it's like when I approached Planet X and when I approached Where Are the Bugs, both of the things that I wanted for the projects was like, okay, bet, like we're going to have this be this fucking weird ass fucking thing that just exists. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is just there floating. And it's like, if there's another like AP trajectory of shit being like strung along, this thing is just like over fucking here.
Yep,
and it just is what it is. And that thing just is fire as fuck, but it's different from like the other Sonics that were, involved with the other shit, in the way that like people are just going to be able to interface with that forever. Because motherfuckers are going to find the tapes and be like, oh, what the fuck is this? This shit is fucking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? In the way that Where Are the Bugs, like even with all the bug shit and everything, we were like, yo, we're trying to have this be, like this weird ass fucking tape about bugs, bro. Like I'm trying to have this shit just be almost like a fever dream. You know what I'm saying? The way that like maybe AP4 was a more like, okay, this is another planet, and we're doing. It's like I wanted to get back into the weeds of like the weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And doing something like is gonna be like, yo, this is just gonna exist for what it is, which is something that's like a totally different realm of whatever worlds that we're all building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
people to
no,
just, like,
it makes sense,
come
and
back to.
I think it's important to have everything at your disposal. Where are the bugs was a real interesting thing because I think of bug sounds, right? And the kind of staccato bug sounds of, you know, bug wings, right? And bug noises, and that kind of persistent jagged noise is something that was already in your DNA, right? Like, so if anybody was going to do a bug project, it was going to be you. And it made sense to me. Okay, I was going to say, if you look at the Bandcamp, right, and you read through all these Bandcamps, you will see the persistent discussion of these projects as tapes, not albums, tapes, right?
Facts,
and it's really interesting for me to think about, because back in the day when I used to buy mixtapes, right, in Boston, I would have to go to like the back of a jewelry store, and there'd be somebody who would like check you out and make sure you were cool, you know, and then they would get the mixtapes out, and then they would sell you mixtapes, and like it was a process, you know. You weren't guaranteed to be able to buy mixtapes. So, but it made sense because you were like, I can't imagine those Dipset mixtapes like in Target, you know.
Yeah,
they weren't meant to be there, you know.
Yeah.
Facts,
You going to the back of the jewelry store to get your Dipset tape made sense for us. We like that, you know. And so in a similar fashion, what you've done is created like your own back of the jewelry store to be like, you know, come with us.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, bro. That shit has like, it's cool too because that shit has developed mad naturally. You know, it's like it's really been no force of hand with anything that we've made throughout any part of anything that we've ever made. Because that shit just it's us doing what we love, and it just kind of comes, you know what I mean, with what we put out.
We all make a lot of music.
Facts. Yeah. There's tons of shit, like shit that never sees the light of day, and you know what I mean, like, and it's been for a long time, bro. Like we've all been making music for a long time, like together and solo. So it's fire to see the shit kind of like come to a head, so to speak, and like really show its face on some like, yo, we're in the right direction of where we want to be with what we're doing. And yeah, bro, it's really just came from just doing shit the way that we want to do it, you know.
And you've been doing this for years. Like, have you had any moments making these last few projects where you look at each other and go, fuck, we couldn't have made this 4 years ago.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Even every time we put shit out, it feels like it's gotten better and better, and we've kind of like found what we're trying to make even more every time. So like AP4 really, I think, did it for us on that. You know, that shit really kind of just showed us, and shout out to Chop too, because Chop really like
brought it home.
Yeah, he brought it home entirely. He really like connected with our world.
With the cover?
Yeah, with the cover, like Chop the Head really just.
He did the same shit for the Birth of Lonestar.
When
Chop does your covers, it's actually fucking crazy.
Shout out Chop the Head,
because like it's the illest type of fucked, because you'll get a cover from Chop and you're like, fuck, dude, now I gotta make this tape better. God damn. It's like I can't.
He like outdoes your tape.
I can't get it. I can't like for Birth of Lonestar, when I got the cover from him, I remember I was shook low key because I was like, fuck, dude. Now I
gotta live up to.
Now I really have.
It's fair.
Because like it couldn't have this ill cover and fucking be whack. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real shit.
I can't do that.
And I remember, I still remember getting Birth of Lonestar. Gang sent it to me, and I still remember getting it and downloading it, seeing the cover, seeing the length of the track list, and going, "Fuck!" Like, it was like I don't know, like being lost in a whole new neighborhood. You're like, oh shit, oh fuck. Um, it was different. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Kay, how was it for you going through all of these to Planet X? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I started with Planet X, and then I went to 4, and then I worked my way backwards.
Oh, fire. That's fire.
Yeah, it was just fascinating to me because it's like you said, like the Planet X is very different from the Another Planet series.
Yep.
Yeah. And so to start out with Planet X and then to go into the Another Planet series, it was kind of it was interesting. Like it brought up a lot of, like, I guess, philosophical music questions for me, because like Planet X it's almost like I think Fatboy Sharif had a couple songs like that where the beats were they were very kind of like static in terms of like when I think of a beat, you think of it like in terms of rhythm and progression, like it's going somewhere, like a pattern.
There's no form in a lot of them.
Yeah. And so then it was like, so that's kind of what I wanted to ask you guys about. So when you hear like when you hear this, and I don't even know if I'd call them a beat. I mean, that brings up like another question, like how do you define beat and music? Like when you hear like these soundscapes, what's the first thing that goes through your mind? Like, what are you looking for?
For me, I'm looking for space. I'm looking to see how much space that I have, how much flexibility that I have in order to like do the type of flow that I want. And the reason why I like beats, I consider them beats, because to me it's like anything that, I mean, they're not beats in the technical definition of a beat, in which there's like a BPM and a fucking rhythm to a degree and shit.
I think you hit
I mean, there are BPMs, but it's like they are beats in my opinion. But then also it's like the thing that it is that if the beat lacks the rhythm, right? A lot of rappers think of that as like, what do I do here, right? Whereas for me, when I hear the absence of rhythm, I just hear a different type of opportunity in it, in the sense that I have more liberty to make up for that. In the sense that like the less drums and the less constriction of the type of like based on a drum, right? The drum is going at a certain BPM. If the beat is going at a certain BPM, if you rap a certain way, it's just going to sound like shit. It doesn't matter how good your bars are. It's like there's a certain degree to which you have to like ascribe to the drum. You know what I'm saying? In order to make it work. And it's not even ascribe, because it's like it's like a collaboration between you and the beat. It's like you hear the beat, you think of things that you think would sound ill over it that work with the rhythm, and then like that's, you know, whatever parts of it are, that's your song. But with like NoFace joints, even my joints where there's no shit, like the shit that Sharif fucks with, right? Like even working with Sharif, when I hear that type of shit, to me I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So now it's almost like the constraints are removed, like the training wheels are off. I can do whatever I want, because it's like I can spit double as fast. I could rap slow. I could fucking make whatever flow. Like I think for Sharif, right? Sharif, Phiik, me, like we've been Akai is like this too. We've been rapping for so like even within grip, like me and Phiik have been doing shit since we were at high school. But there was a period of time where Phiik was in Cali, and I was just out here with Akai, like fucking in the beginning of Tay's grip. It was like me, Akai, Rit, like Silence, the people that you know, like List, everybody. And like the thing that I think is like similar about all of us is that like we have our shit figured out, in terms of like I go into a track being like, yo, this is the thing that I'm gonna do, because we've been doing it for so long, and more importantly, we've been writing shit for so long, that it's like when I go in, everything that I'm doing, unless it's like a freestyle or some shit, but even so, it's like when I'm rapping on a track, it's like shit that I wrote. It's like I'm going into that knowing what my flow is. Like I have everything spaced out. I use spacing, everything. I'm going into it knowing. So it's like if I'm writing to a beat, it's like I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, like how the fuck am I gonna rap on this? Because to me, it just comes automatically when I hear it. Because I'm like, oh, bet. But it's like the reason that I like it is because it's like you can just do whatever you want. And if you listen to Sharif things, Sharif is very sure and tactical about like the way that he raps, right? It's like the biggest thing, yo, Fatboy Sharif, my fucking guy, bro. Like one of my brothers and this shit. I fucking love that dude. He is probably like one of the smartest people I've encountered in this
100%.
Hands fucking down. Like he's the smartest guy in the room. You feel me? Like most, like 99.9% of the time. Yeah, exactly. And like he doesn't give a fuck who thinks that if people think that he's smart. You know what I'm saying? Externally, he doesn't know validation. He just moves tactical. You know what I'm saying? And, shout out Sharif. That's my fucking guy. But like when Sharif raps, everything that he's doing is not like he's like thought about this. Granted, it might have been 10 minutes before he's doing it, but he's still, his mind is approaching the thing where he knows where he's going. So the thing doesn't fall off the rails. And that to me is like what the combination of the two things are that works, is that if the beat has no direction, the MC sure as shit better have it. You know what I'm saying? Like you better know where the fuck that shit is going. And if you do, it works, bro. And it's like you can take that and start thinking about emotion and soundscape. And because that's what I go for. I can't speak for y'all, but it's like the thing that I go for is that I'm like emotion, soundscape, feeling. Like, what is this conjuring? Like, what images are these? Am I like conjuring right now? You know what I'm saying? And for me, a lot of that shit, it's just really, really easy to do that when I know where I'm going already with my shit.
Yeah.
Really,
So, and it was sorry, Joe. I was
gonna say it's really like an open playing field. It's just like without any direction, with like a regular beat or whatever would be considered for people to like have a rhythm to it. It's like you can just kind of create that rhythm.
And if the guide is good enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the artist has to be your guide.
Yeah,
anything. And it's like that's what Sharif is so powerful at doing. Like it's so good at doing is that when you listen to a Fatboy Sharif album, you're like transported through a hellscape that you don't know what the fuck is going on a lot of the time. But he does. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that like the guy who's like leading you through this whole bullshit knows where he's fucking going. So it's like
you're just trust the vision, right? You have to know that you're not getting
that's what you're there to begin with, right? Because it's like you want to figure out what's going on. So
So I mean that's I was gonna say that's why I think 3-Pack is such a good example of that soundscape of what we're talking about, Kay, because like in 3-Pack, if you listen to it, you can kind of hear the outline of a conventional rap song, right? You can hear the traces of it, but then as it goes along, it's like when you burn a picture and it warps. And you're like, I think that was a hit. And that's what happens to the beat. And it's
to me, that's like a normal and boring beat.
Yep.
And I would I also, just as a side note,
it's awesome.
I want to say that
crazy about it.
Well, damn, something. I think that most of these tracks on Planet X, they're certainly beats. They have rhythm, and they're driven by like simple 4-bar loops. Yeah, like around 80 to 90 BPM. Just because there's no drums
doesn't mean that there's not. That's 100%.
You know, which seems to, but like, and just because there's noises, but I think most of them are really pretty normal loops, normal beats, except for Scooby. Scooby has no rhythm. BQE is like a 4-bar loop, bro.
No, I know it has rhythm. I mean, I'm rapping on it. It has rhythm.
There's a rhythm to that. Scooby doesn't work. Scooby's like the loop is wrong. It's like a
Scooby definitely has like noises in it.
No, but the loop itself
is fucked. No, I feel
messed up, and it doesn't. It like
Because you're right.
It
You're
doesn't
right.
even, but it doesn't
I
even
get your
matter.
point.
That's
At the end of the
whole
day,
point.
it's like
It still
there's a
doesn't
core
matter.
part of it. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like it doesn't even matter at the end of the
But
day.
this is also our thing, right? He's touching on a fucking. This is our infinite issue, right? We think that everything that we do is like normal and within the realm of like shit,
Sure.
and then like put shit out, and people are like, "This is the crazy." Like even AP4, like granted, like I love Another Planet 4. That shit is fire. Like whatever. All that aside, like there's obvious influences there. It's like if you listen to the way that we rap,
We
it's like,
didn't invent anything.
yeah, like motherfucker, like,
specific.
and it's cool. It's just frequently perplexing for all of us, cause like, but the thing that you have to,
We
you know,
invented some stuff.
we did, but it's like what you have to keep in mind too is that it's like people like, I guess if you're just involved and around the shit enough that we're just all like, yeah, what we're doing is pretty fucking normal. Like it's not that. It's like, like
that's all the surroundings
Yeah,
are.
I mean, it's
Seems like-
from the outside. I've seen people be like, they're redefining the nature of rhythm, right?
Yeah.
And
like,
It's shit like
For
that.
I'm
me,
like, bro, we're just in the crib writing raps. Like we're just rapping.
Just using Ableton, like it's just computer software. Like, it's the way you're supposed to do.
Which is sick, but this is the thing too. It's like even as an artist, right? Like when we got the pitchfork shit, there's been shit that I have to be like, all right, bro, just enjoy this. Shut the fuck up. Like there's like times where I'm like, cause everything that I do, I'm just like, oh well, I just use Ableton, I just do this and whatever. And then I'm like, nah, bro, like if people, I mean that's what's ill. It's like you put shit out and people just like find shit in it, you know, that you may or may not have even like expected.
We put a lot of feeling into this. We put a
Of
lot
course.
of,
Yeah.
you know.
You know,
But
that's
nothing is like never necessarily driven by like we don't like sit and listen to like one artist altogether.
shit ever.
Yeah,
Like
it's
like,
never like that.
it all
deep.
just
It's
kind of like
always-
came over. And the thing that also, it's like if you notice the people, a lot of the people that I fuck with, like in the underground and just like people that we work with, you know, motherfuckers like do all types of shit. Like it's like but the thing is that I like is like I feel like I'm always down to work with people who will kind of like get out of whatever box that they're in and kind of like be like, all right, what box are you in, dog? Let me just come sit in the box for a while. See what the fuck's going. Like YL is like that, OD, like all the shit that we've done. Like there's just been shit where it's like, mind you, Y is one of the best rappers.
Jamonte,
Ja, 100%. Like motherfuckers are like, yo, dog, what are y'all like? Y'all doing that? Like even History on shout out History from Mogul Club on he has a verse on the Birth of Lonestar, the last track with like hella heads on it. He's the first joint verse, but like he's somebody. Shout out Mogul Club like Radamiz, Madwiz, but like we've known those motherfuckers for mad long, and like he just be even that Birth of Lonestar shit. He just was like, yo, you at the studio, bro? Yeah, I'm pulling up. What's up? What are y'all doing? Oh, y'all doing this? Fuck it, I'll try. Let's get it. Like, and it's fire. And it's like that.
I would just I would warn people that are like, so people that are on the sidelines and they're like, these guys only do this, right? These guys only do loops, or these guys don't do conventional hooks or whatever, right?
Mhm.
My warning would be, just because you haven't heard somebody do something doesn't mean they don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, because I swear, first time I heard Suede, I was like, this is a loop guy. He doesn't really do drums. And then I was like, fuck, I'm wrong. So like, I just don't do that shit anymore. I don't, you know.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean, working at a studio, bro, it's like you never know. Like that's the funniest shit is that it's just like, and that's the other thing too. It's like the other thing that you know sometimes makes me tight is that motherfuckers just be like gatekeep, like all the like hip hop, like none of us are like hip hop boom bap purists.
Right,
Like none are like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like, bro, I love boom bap. Definitely my favorite. Not saying that that's not my favorite type.
That's a phase you go through
Yeah.
when you start making music.
It's like that's
Been doing
boom bap
this
is my
shit.
favorite type of shit. If I had my choice, I would pick it. But it's also like, bro, like none of us are like, and so like the thing that's funny to me is that it's like the motherfuckers, hip hop purists don't necessarily fuck with us. It's like interesting as fuck. And like one of my favorite things, bro, the funniest shit, some of them do, a lot of them do. But the funniest shit to me, honestly, is like showing our shit to like drill rappers that I record at my job. because
that's cool.
that shit to me is like, and I only do it when they press me, like, because I'll be like, they'll be like, oh, you make music. I'm like, yeah. And then certain motherfuckers will press you to be like, yo, show me. And every time it's like mad funny because like they be like trying to figure this shit out because they make a totally different type of fucking thing. That's like literally like even down to its recording drastically different from like what we do. You know?
Yes.
Like it's like totally different, but it's like it's just interesting, bro. Like it's always like and I'm like, there's motherfuckers that I know who are drill rappers who rap on boom bap shit or fire as fuck. You know?
Right.
Like it's just all like, you know, whatever. Like
I was I don't know if I got a chance to tell you this. My son, he was like 9, 8 years old, whatever, whenever this came out. But the freestyle that you guys did that hit YouTube and went nuts, I was like, yo, like you should check this out, you know. And this is a guy I've talked to, you know. I've talked to these people and I put it on and his eyes went big. And he was like, how does he rap that fast, daddy? And I was just like, you know, it's the same way Kobe hit those shots, man. He just time. Yeah, you do it over and over.
Shout out to your son, man.
Oh,
That's fire. Appreciate you for doing that. That type of shit, honestly, is really like one of the most touching and like real things that I can ever see out of this shit.
And
as someone who came up as like a fan of this shit and like found my way through what I fuck with and shit, like that's really fire, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, of course, bro. And it's like, you know, the funniest shit was that viral shit. Motherfuckers who make music like Lil Peep cannot stand us for some reason. But it was funny because remember we were going through like cloud rappers who were hating on us online and listening to their shit, and we just had like the similar reaction that they have when they listen to our shit, and it's just like everything is subjective.
And yeah, it's like that's the thing too. When that shit hit certain like side of like Twitter or whatever it was like that shit. Like people who like hated it, hated it for a week or 5 days, and like never think about it again. But people who fuck with us, like, really like
stuck around.
They
dude,
really
even fucking Joe. Shout out Michael Christmas for real. Michael Christmas was like
Christmas the best. Yeah, great.
Yeah, he hit us and
he was like tripping. Yeah, he was like apparently like he was like tripping when he saw that shit and just fucked with it so much that he sent me a song like 5 hours later with an open on it. Me and Phiik just fucking did it that night. And we're like, nah, this shit's fire, fucking. And like, yeah, man, people be showing love, bro. It's fucking sick, man.
This shit is really all practice, yo. It's like this is like it. I mean, you definitely have heard it from going. I'm sure it's mad interesting listening to it and going backwards. You know what I'm saying? From like what you said on going to Planet X to another Planet 4 and then 3 and so on. It's like that's really wild because I'm sure you definitely heard the difference in how the progression came about and like the hours were that got put in as the time length was between each project, you know. So it was really just all
because what you guys do is so out of the conventional sense. It's almost hard to explain your growth, right? In traditional terms, right? Like if I was trying to think of if somebody said to me, okay, Phiik is way better than he used to be, why? Like, why is that? What did he do? Right? The best I could do would say that you are more striking than you used to be. The selection of imagery is more striking, right? You find impact at a higher clip than you used to. Does that make any sense?
No, for sure, bro. I appreciate that too. Thank you on some real shit. But all that was hanging with this dude, like for real. Like I've been rapping for a long time, and like we have been friends for a long time. But like Lungs really got me on my game and showed me what it's like, what it can be if you like put the time into it that you want to. You know what I'm saying? So and like just showing up for everything, like whether it be showing face or just like showing up and making shit as much as we possibly can to get it right to where we want it to be. That's really like the core reason as to why things have gotten better on my end. You know,
and that's really from Kai.
And yeah, Akai is the head of the snake when it comes to it all, because he really showed us that, like, honestly, persistency and like never really giving a shit about what's in front of you as you do the thing that you want to do is like the most important.
Well, so like you're only a pilot when you're flying the plane. You're
Facts.
not a rapper if you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing that these motherfuckers like don't understand is that it's like, bro, like you're only a rapper when you're writing raps and when you're recording. And like that's even how I approach my life, where I'm just like, dog, like when I'm at work, I'm not Lungs. I'm like at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm recording music at work, not fucking a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But my thing was just always in the cockpit. He was just like, yo, this is what we do. We do it every day. And if we don't want to do it, then don't do it every day, bro. Like that's the thing. And it's like for certain people, granted, and it's like a lot of the times too, it's like for me, it's like I may not harp on all the like touchy-feely shit as much, but like at the end of the day, I almost feel like I'm like, bro, I know all that. I've been on that shit for mad long. And like the thing with Grip is that it's like the way that we've always proceeded, especially just, you know, with Akai and everybody, is that it's like, dog, like we want to be the fucking best at this shit that we possibly fucking can be. And like all of us loving music and like on a certain level, like on one hand, I'm like, dog, I don't give a fuck. If you make terrible ass music, but it makes you happy, make the fuck out that shit, dog. Like
Right.
you, like for real. Like on a philosophical level, like I'm like, bro, if you sit in your house and record terrible fucking raps all day, but you like it and you're excited about it, like fuck yeah, dude. Like go fucking dumb.
I'll go a step further, Lungs, because I realized there was a point in my life where I realized you've been writing your whole life since before you could write, and most of the time you were terrible.
Oh yeah.
Most of my life I've been a bad writer, but I wouldn't be a good writer now if I
didn't stop
at that time.
Or
Yeah.
gotta suck
if I
to
didn't
get
fucking
good at the
suck,
shit.
dude. That's like
This dude had a, I mean, he probably still has it. He has a fucking garbage bag full of notebooks, like wall to wall, completed, like page for page. Everything is raps on it that he's never used.
This was in the bag.
He had a garbage bag full.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's like you just got to keep
from years ago.
got to keep doing it. And I'm very happy to hear Phiik describe this and like this relationship, because it's how it sounds, right? Lungs is a leader. I have a lot of respect for Lungs as a leader. I think I would rather Lungs be known as a leader in this community than a weirdo in this community. Does that make sense? Like Lungs should be known as a chess master in the shit, like someone who has made moves. And you know, but for Phiik to know that and be like, my boy is killing it, I'm gonna study under this and get better. That takes a lot of intelligence.
Also, bro, at the same time, man, like it didn't. My thing that I'll say, bro, is that it was like it was just a matter of like getting on this thing. Like there's like the thing is the shit is way more effective like as a team, and it's like, you know, you could tell motherfuckers shit all day, but it's like if they don't do it, it don't matter at the end of the day. So like as much as like, you know, even with the Kai, like as much as motherfuckers like told, you know, whatever, like, oh yo, we gotta do this, it's like motherfuckers don't listen. At the end of the day, nothing is gonna move. So it's like that's really what we like try to do, you know, and like with even within Grip, like it's like I was saying, it's like we don't the love for the craft and the respect for the music shit is given at this point. So it's like that we go is that we're like, dog, there's a difference between like being professional and making music for a hobby, bro. And like we're not like, and we've even had conversations with heads where it's like our homies who just are like, yo, dog, like I don't, you know, and like I've had to have conversations where I'm like, bro, like either
Do it or don't.
Yeah, it's like either like you want to do this for a hobby or you want to do it professionally. And I'm telling you, me and Phiik and Akai and everybody in Grip are on the same page that we want to do this shit professionally. You know what I'm saying? And like part of that is like holding yourself to a professional fucking standard. And like even for me, it's like, dude, like I be hearing shit like I don't go weeks without rapping, bro. Like that's not like I don't give a fuck what it is. Like I'm gonna record something within 2 weeks. Like if I go 2 weeks and don't record some shit, it's either because I've been mixing a whole project or I'm making beats every fucking day and I'm just in my beat bag, not rapping. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
Always doing something.
when I hear shit about like, yo, I ain't been in the studio in like 3 months, bro, I'm like, dude, that's unacceptable. Like that's completely fucking unacceptable. If you want to be a rapper, if you want to do this shit, bro, like for real, like the fuck are you doing, bro? You can't not go like unless it's like some shit where you're like, bro, I put out so many tapes that I'm fucking exhausted. I need to take fucking time to like rediscover my fucking affinity for music. It's like something like that makes sense. But like my homies who are putting out work to that level and are holding themselves to a professional standard, like I'm never even gonna have to have that combo with them. Because if they need to take 3 months, if Reef need to take fucking 3 months off, he's fucking earned it at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like type shit. So it's just, you know, trying to keep everything you know, just keep that standard.
Yep.
Which is like
Shit, I took time off from making music, but I was still releasing music. I was trying to release everything that I already made.
Yeah.
It's all practice, like we've been saying. It's all, you know, doing what we love.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's
And I
it.
will say though that like that being said, that the another thing that I also appreciate though in the underground is that people do work differently from you. Saying, and like just because I'm saying this shit doesn't necessarily mean that like there's people who don't, bro. Like DFNS is somebody where it's like, bro, that dude could go on a 6-month rap hiatus, get in the booth, and literally just spit the most classic, insane bullshit you've got. Like the just
Exactly.
so. If I did that, bro, like I would be whack. Like I have to make because it's like if I don't, like I'm writing raps just so I don't get fucking behind. Yeah, exactly. Like DZ don't need to do that. And I know that because I've worked with him extensively. Bro will be like, yo, damn, I ain't rapped in a minute and then spit literally the craziest shit. Cause like certain people just have an effortless quality about them.
They can work at a different speed, yeah.
DZ works his fucking ass off, and bro has a lot of shit. Shout out to Bopper, shout out DZ. Force up, crazy shit. He's got some shit on the way.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask you, Lone Sword, as you are a trailblazer as a producer as well. I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, what is NoFace superpower behind the boards? So how would you describe?
So my thing is like. My thing with being a producer is that, like, right, I'm a rapper and a producer. So in my mind, I'm always gonna be shittier than NoFace because NoFace spends all his time making beats. He don't rap. You don't gotta think about nothing else. Like say like strength of NoFace, bro's an Ableton fucking nutcase.
Wizard.
Yeah. The strengths is that like he could do pretty much fucking anything. The shit is always just like I haven't met a lot of people who are just on the wavelength of the shit that we're on and just like it's like an understanding thing, right? Where it's like just meet people where you're like, oh, this dude understands exactly what the fuck we do and what the fuck we're trying to do. Yep. And it was like that since the jump. Like even sonically, like it just always like NoFace is somebody where it's like a NoFace beat. I'm generally not gonna reject. Like actually,
right.
Like out of like there's certain producers, him, Ola, even like DZ. And mind you, like DZ too, but like even somebody like there's like Roper, like there's Roper has a certain degree of like range to his shit. That it's like there's some Roper beats that I'm just gonna be like, this is fire, but it's like I can't hear myself on it to a degree.
Right.
NoFace is somebody where it's like, and that doesn't mean, bro, like another thing I want to say is that me and Roper have a tape on the way that's probably gonna be in between Carrot Season and the Dove tape with Phiik.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited for that tape, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
Roper's amazing. Roper's one of the best.
incredible, and it's on some different shit, which I'm really hyped. But like NoFace beats, bro, it's like a lot of the times it's just like the shit is just dialed into exactly what the fuck we need. And it's like with Roper, the shit is like that too, 100%. And like with like, I'm blessed, bro. I mean, I know so many ill producers and shit, but like and mind you, it's like the producers of shit I rarely reject are Roper, because Roper will send me shit that's like perfect because he's picked it out. Same thing with Reef with him. NoFace and like Ola and Elric. Like though and Elric, I'm trying to think about who else. DZ 100%. Benji too.
Yep. Benji said, yeah.
But there's just certain people, like especially Ola and NoFace, where I'm just like, I don't know what one to pick because I'm just like I could do something with everyone.
Yeah.
Like there's always it's almost like I like using SPs comparatively to NPCs just because like on an NPC I didn't start on it, so I'll get on an NPC and sometimes make some shit that I don't fucking like. But if I'm on an SP, I'll just always like there'll never be something that I'm like fuck this. Like I'm always like no, this is cool. So like that's just how I feel when I, certain people are just completely dialed into like what we're trying to do, and it's like when I go into a project with NoFace, I know that like the standard is going to be upheld to the same degree that I would uphold it. Like, so like, this motherfucker is going to give a shit about this shit as much as I give a shit about it. So like, I know that the thing is just going to go well. And that's how Sharif is too. Sharif is like the master of that. Sharif is like, working with Sharif is just a fucking like pleasure. Like it's just the easiest dude to work with. But just like really that. I would say like also just like let's not like this motherfucker. Let's not like you know what I'm saying. Let's give my boy his flowers while he's fucking still here. You feel me? Like this motherfucker has been setting the tone for like a lot of the underground shit. Be it with fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? YL Starker, fucking bro, like everybody, bro, like and this motherfucker is one of the most sought after and like low key, like you're like a villain, like you're like motherfuckers don't know you, but like you're like dictating the fucking taste,
right,
a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Low key.
And I said this to him on the Preaching in Van episode that like the thing about NoFace beats to me is as unconventional as they are, they're really full of swagger. There is a lot of confidence. There's a lot of swagger. Like if I played NoFace beats for someone who hadn't listened to the underground at all, they'd be like, "This is weird shit," and then I would say, "Is it cool though?" And they'd say, "It's cool as fuck." That's
exactly
like
exactly. That's like the thing too is that it's like we don't like. That's the other thing too. Even with our raps, dude. Like the main thing that we try to avoid is corniness to a degree, and it's like, how do we keep this thing? Like, I don't want to be like a purist fucking underground rapper rapping about rapping. Like, none of us fucking want that. Like, motherfuckers have always wanted to be like, all right, bet. Like, how do we take these things that we were inspired by and continue this fucking cycle of art that's being fucking created? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And even motherfuckers like gang, bro, like the ties are real, man. Like, it's just like, for me and Phiik being like fans of fucking, just Canox and all that shit, and then Adams fam and fucking all that gang, and be like, damn, this dude is literally fucking there. Like, what the fuck? Like this shit. And it's ill because it's like, okay, bet, like this was the shit that inspired me. Even shit like with your son, bro. That shit is sick to us. It's like, bro, like that's the shit that inspired us. It's like seeing that shit, we're like, word, bro. Like now it's like hopefully motherfuckers will be inspired by that shit and we'll keep the art form going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll continue to just do shit and be like, word. And it's like, you never know. I mean, bro, even Dutch Massive, like being like cool enough with Dutch Massive that I can fucking like hit him on Instagram and he'll be like, yo, what's up, Longs? How you doing, bro? What's up? And like, is like, I got to freestyle with him at fucking like, it was like me, I don't know, you tell me, Zumo and my boy Dave. And he just pulled up in New York and we were at like fucking Zumo's old crib. Motherfuckers were just like freestyling with Dutch Massive. I listened to Jump Planet all of high school, bro. Like that was my shit, bro. And like, it's crazy because I'm like, bro, like, and mind you, Dutch showed love since fucking Jolly Rogers, bro. Like that motherfucker, like really shout out Dutch Massive, bro. Like that dude is a fucking legend. And you know, that shit is still sick to me. Like fucking even my boy Gam, like bro, like the homeboy shit. Like my boy Gam is just like recording mad shit for Homeboy Sandman, going on tour with Wavy and all that shit. Like our generation, bro, we were little kids when motherfuckers were dropping shit, bro. Like we were kids, bro. Like we like came up listening to that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like none of that shit is like lost to us because we're all kind of, bro, like this is fucking crazy. And it's like that was always the goal at the end of the day, was that it was like, yo, bro, we just want to make ill shit because this was the shit that like motherfuckers were tapped into, that we were all like, yo, I'm hyped on this in high school. I'm like, what the fuck? And then like
couldn't have even imagined it was.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's sick, bro. It's like really cool shit. So like at the end of the day, it's like that's really what it's about, and it's ill because it's like it's like real family ties. It's like these are my friends type shit. It's not like motherfuckers that I like know online or some weird shit. It's like a lot of my friends are like dictating the fucking sound of the underground in an ill way. I mean, fucking Akai, dude. Like I watched Akai for fucking nobody, bro. Like there was a show where nobody came. The promoter dipped and Akai rapped in an empty fucking room just because he wanted to. Like, and now it's like bro is on tour with like, you know what I'm saying? It's sick.
It's really like some how bad do you want it type shit.
And it's beautiful. It's so well deserved. It's beautiful, man. Like, it's sick.
Yeah, and he's and you've been influential enough to hear people like I want to be careful about this because I think when I say you guys have been influential and I hear your DNA in other people will rush to being like people are biters and they're biting your sound. I'm not even interested in that shit. My theory has always been when let's say you guys get popular, people start seeing you be popular. What I've heard is artists that always wanted to go further now. Have the confidence because they've seen it work with you, so they now are letting their freak flag fly, you know?
Bro, I love inspired motherfuckers because it's all, dude, like even Jamante, like we talked to Ja OD about this shit because Ja's been somebody who's always been like, yo, shout out Jamante, man, one of the best rappers I've ever met, and fucking bro has just at least like with the Another Planet shit, bro, like he's just always been like, nah, this shit is fucking sick. Like this shit is fire. And we've talked to him OD just about, and bro, Ja inspired the shit out of us. Like, bro, I saw Ja naming fucking song names like the craziest bullshit ever. Easy. And was like, bro, like people want to do the same shit. Fuck yeah. And it's like having people where it's like motherfuckers just like tap in. Even DZ, like hella people, all my friends, I'm like either inspired by, or like if my friends, people that I know tell me like, yo, bro, like peep this, I'm about to try some shit. Like kind of like off some shit because it's like I do the same shit. I be hearing shit my friends do. I'm like, oh nah, that's sick. Let me try some shit like that. Cool.
It's really hard to grow in a vacuum, right? Yeah, you hit a wall. You can't. You got no other inspiration but you, right? And the team thing is a lot better.
And it's like, if you really love this shit, right? If you really love this shit, bro, if you see somebody do some ill shit, that shit gets you hyped the fuck up. Like, that shit makes you be like, oh, nah, like, they just did some crazy shit. It's like motherfuckers who play sports, bro. It's like the same shit. It's like, if you really understand what this shit is, you're naturally interested in it. Like, you're just like, it's like the state of the sport. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do like a fucking crazy ass trick on a skateboard or some shit and being like, what the fuck? Like, it's the same shit. And it's like, you know, like, it's that's what's ill about like what's going on in New York right now and just all types of other shit is there's like, bro, like everybody just is like doing their own thing, but also like inspired. So like with the biting shit, a lot of time, like I don't give a fuck about any of that because it's also like, it's my job to be like, yo, dog, like I gotta be better than motherfuckers. So like it's only like, bro, like if somebody bites and is better, that's just onus on me to keep fucking the pressure applied. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if people are inspired, if they want to do a similar thing, I gotta be better at it. So it's like fuck.
Skateboarding and underground rap is a good comp because skateboarders are insane people who get together in groups and hurt themselves over and over again in pursuit of something great. And so when they do it, like, so a skateboarder successfully who has put as much time and effort as you people have put into rapping has done things I could never imagine doing, right? But it's a lot of hurt to get there, you know.
Of course. Also, like once you hit a certain point, you're just high. It's like, yo, it's like when you meet like music, like engineers, like audio engineers, and like even like actual music industry people, like the real motherfuckers who are actually up, who are doing shit, are just generally interested in whatever the fuck they're doing. And so if they see something that they're like, yo, how the fuck did you do that, bro? Like that should be getting them hyped. And like even, bro, even for real, in terms of like motherfuckers that I like have worked with at the studio, or just other engineers who I show my shit to, like certain heads who are like done shit that's like way more fucking like actually music industry, like units, platinum, gold, whatever the fuck, like, you know, that type of industry shit, like they're hyped too, because they're like, oh, word, what the fuck, y'all did that? Like, you guys made this in a bedroom? It's fucking sick. Like, it's like people are like just hyped on it regardless, and it goes both ways. So it's like, you know, that's really what everybody's going for at the end of the
day.
You know, keep the thing fucking going and just, you know, continue to like do the thing to the best of our fucking abilities. Like,
absolutely. DK, what do you have? I'm sorry, do you have questions here? We've been chatting up.
Yeah, I mean, where do you think? So, you know, we've talked about how you've evolved. Where do you see yourselves evolving in the future? Like what? Or I guess you can't tell where you're going to evolve, but what directions do you guys find interesting? Not only in terms of like rapping, but you know, producing and music as well.
Man, I mean, I would say like the ultimate thing that I would love to see for all of us is like Break All Records, which is kind of the umbrella that we got for Grip right now, as a record label, to kind of have a bit more of like a thing to stand on as far as like more connection. And I think that will only come with like all of us continuing to put shit out. And, you know, we got a Grip tape coming as far as like everybody who's involved in Grip making everything. That's like beats and all the rapping. It's just all of us in Grip. Yeah. So, but like future wise, I would love to see Break All kind of have like a second home somewhere with like all of us kind of being broadcasted as like what it is as far as what that connection is.
Yeah, face for your resources, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a website coming too.
That's dope.
Grip in general, just all Grip related, like every bit of music, digital, merch, tours, dates for everyone. You know what I mean? Like it's all gonna. So that's definitely coming by, if not the very end of this year, the very beginning of the upcoming year.
Ooh, we need another Planet 4.
Yeah. Just came in. I got vinyls on hand now.
Yes, sir.
So that's stock. But yeah, everything's coming.
Yeah, and then after, I guess for me, like I've been kind of bugging out about trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm not bugging out, but it's just like I'd just be like, all right, bet. Like, how the fuck do I get better? Like that's just thing in general. So I've been like, a lot of the times when I feel like that, the only way to figure it out is just to write a fuckload of raps, so then I just like know what the fuck is going on. But for me, plan wise, the Roper tape is really fucking special. Like this shit is really fucking good, man. And like it's probably the best thing that I've ever made, to be honest. Like solo shit, it just is like
crazy.
It's the best shit I've ever made, definitely. And Roper is Roper. You already know, the fucking legend. So sure, a lot of features on that. And you know, that shit is gonna be after carrot season. Carrot season is probably gonna be like top of the year or like winter-ish, spring-ish time. Most likely, we're just putting together. We're literally about to work on that shit after we hang up with you. Fucking knock some shit out for that. And yeah, man, just fucking trying to get all that shit going. But for me, as soon as we get carrot season out, I'm pretty much full speed ahead with the fucking roper shit. And that shit is going to be like substantial. That shit is going to be probably like 15, 20 in that area. Probably like 15, 12, 16, up with a deluxe edition, maybe. We have a fuckload of stuff we have to go through. But I'm not sorted again. It's not going to be like 30 tracks.
I think, yeah, all of us have been working on a lot of music.
Yeah.
So like it's in the moment where things are going, it's hard to tell. Like I make like drum and bass music a lot now, but I would say like we've been planning a lot of stuff that's coming soon too, like the Roper Williams Lungs album and Carrot Season with Ola Segun, which is crazy. And really like there's been that's like more of, I think, a hip hop purist album, even if you will. Just in terms of the beats and in terms of sort of the structure of it, like Phiik was talking about. I think stuff like that, which might catch people off guard. I have some stuff like that coming out as well, and I got a beat tape coming out. Like like I think we're all trying to showcase a lot of different sides and like range, I think, of what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
a lot of fun stuff, different stuff.
Definitely. And I was gonna say, Lungs, the thing about Roper, I do this thing called producer fantasy rankings where I'll take a producer and I'll be like, here's who I want them to do a full album with. And I did one for Roper. And in my description of Roper, I was like, the beats are they're like, Roper's beats are like graceful in a way. They're elegant.
Yes, OD.
But they're like off speed and strange. They're just like secretly off.
They're all tasteful. Like Roper's like is exquisite. Like when it comes to it, and he's very intentional. Like with shit.
Yeah,
he's sick, man. I'm really fucking hyped. He's a fucking nutcase too. Absolute legend.
Incredible. So I'm excited for that. Kay, do you have more, or should we go into recommendation corner?
Oh yeah, let's go into recommendation corner.
Recommendation corner. Lots of great music coming out. I want to rep it. First and foremost, and I would love to have this person, to have these two people here, but 14 Karat Figaro by Wiki and Tony Seltzer is my shit.
Oh yeah.
I've been listening to it constantly. Tony Seltzer gave Wiki beats I would have given to the Locks.
Fire.
And then like Wiki took these beats and he's romantic and he's lost in memories or he's vengeful. Like it's such a widespread of where his mind goes over these beats. Yeah. So it's awesome. It's really good. Everybody should check that out.
Wiki too. He was with Akai on tour.
Yeah,
not too long ago for a little bit.
Yeah,
that's a great show. Yeah. This is my favorite since No Mountains in Manhattan. I think it's really good. The other one I have to give a shout out to Sankofa, who's a loyal FM enthusiast. He recommended Truck North's Hand of God to me.
Word.
That shit is awesome. But in a very like classically old school way. The beats are very like conventional beats, and it's just Truck North just destroying all the beats, and it's super fun. I put it on all the time. It's great.
Oh yeah.
but the other one I would have to shout out. Somebody else has been on the show. Okay, Nice from Portland, Oregon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah, good dude. He's in this. He has this group album coming out tomorrow. It's already come out when we put this out. With Claude 6, Lunkhead. Okay, Nice. It's called The Fine Line Between Planted and Buried.
Oh, that's fire.
And it's fucking beautiful. Okay, Nice is really within this lane of like, his own therapist in his raps, and he's always exploring what he's going through and his depression. And we were joking online that like if I put my key, because that's what I get. My cousin said my son's been listening to Eminem. Help me, give me some alternatives.
Ah, hell yeah,
Right?
fucking.
And so I was like, listen,
Sharif would be mad as shit.
Yeah,
right
Sharif
now
loves
if he heard
Eminem.
that.
This is our main. That's our biggest point. of
Sharif
contention.
loves Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, and so I was like, try Okay Nice, and one of the jokes said online was like, you listen to Okay Nice young, you'll save yourself some money in therapy, right? You'll start this early. So it was, but the album's super dope, and it's a group project where everyone makes space for each other, and the songs are a real groove, and it fits. Like sometimes groups of MCs get together and they're fighting over space, right?
Yeah.
It's like a bad orgy porn scene,
Oh yeah.
and this really did come together, and the songs are bigger than their parts, and that's not easy to do. I wanted to give them some love on that shit. So
Hell
yeah.
100%. Yo, I also before we get off too, I got to shout out one thing. Phil Jackson, producer from I believe, I don't know where he's from. I think, my bad, Phil Jackson. I can't remember. I think Canada. I might be wrong, but he had hit me up like a while ago for just a bunch of like a tape basically, and it came out like I think the day or the day after Planet X did. It's called The Adventures of Plug in Custody. Phil Jackson is sick, bro. He's like one of the first people who randomly hit me up on the internet that I've been really hyped on their beats in a minute. So shout out him too. That shit is fire.
The Adventures of Plug and Custody.
That's
Yes.
mad fun.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
fire
That's
title.
I didn't even do
That's-
shit. I had nothing to do with the
He
title.
came
That
up
shit.
with the
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Right. Shit is fire.
I wish I thought of
And by the way, FIL Jackson. So
Yes.
people looking it up. Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that shit is fire. Yeah. Yeah. We did a whole shit. It was fire.
I added it to the wish list.
Yes.
What other recommendations you guys have on your side?
Shit, man.
We've been listening to like hella old like Mace freestyles and like fucking
like Children of the Corn,
Yeah, like-
Bobbito, and
yeah, we've
Dr.
been on that
Bobbito
shit
freestyle.
recently. Motherfuckers have just been like fucking.
Yeah, I was bumping a Mace freestyle that Long sent me when I was like knocked, and I woke up. I was walking to work, and I played that shit, and it's like that's crazy. Yeah, Matt, just oldies.
Yeah, I don't listen to music. Yeah.
It's kind of man. I don't know. I think
What dropped recently? It's slow. Planet X.
Baby. What do you listen to non-rap music? Do you have anything else that you vibe out to outside of the genre?
Deaf.
No,
Man,
yeah.
He's deaf.
I'm just, my ears like Beethoven.
He's like Beethoven.
But that was a joke. I mean, I've been listening to the new Niante album. I'm listening to the new Mike album. I listen to a lot of music. I've been listening to like freaking emo music and like, drum and bass. I don't need to get too deep.
I'll give you one. It's this dude from Boston from like '95. His name's Big O, BIG space OH. And if you YouTube see his shit, and then this dude, Big O, and Big O Rock World, and a bunch of shit. That I've been listening to shit like that.
Like
just
booty music, part 1, part 2, part 3.
yeah. I think I all I know is this Big O Rocks the World. And there's a couple joints on YouTube if you search his name, and I don't know him like that, you know what I mean? But his shit is super fire, so
Big O.
that'd be my recommendation right there.
Big O, I'm checking it out.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yep, he has a series, Booty Music, part 1, 2, 3. So
That's crazy, bro.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't even Apple Music like that. I was just on YouTube looking up demos. So people be putting up like old demos and shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like Stretch and Bobbito, I think I'd just be listening to.
Slauson Malone. Been listening to new Slauson Malone album and the first one. Shout out Slauson Malone. A Quiet Farewell.
Oh, A Quiet Farewell. Yeah, cool.
Akai just put out new shit. Peep that. He's or if it's not out by now, it's coming out. There's like 2 parts. I know something going on. Just, keep an eye on his shit. He's been
Keep an eye on Akai, man. Yeah, it was Spirit Roaming rocked my world, man. I was living with that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go.
No, the Kay, what are you listening to?
Music, nothing really new. I mean, I'm just loading up for this week's. A lot of, like you said, there's a lot of good releases. I did get, I mean, the last album that I got was it's gonna sound funny, but Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced?
Oh,
I just
that too.
all week.
I've been bumping that a lot too, man. I love that.
But I will say I did see the best movie, The Holdovers.
Oh, The Holdovers.
Best movie I've seen this year. So I don't, not necessarily a music rec, but a movie rep for this week. Rec, I should say.
I gotta check this out. This is
best movie I've seen all year.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out. That's good. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I've been slipping on that stuff. There's a whole thing, The Continental, on Peacock. It's like the history prequel with the
John Wick.
Continental and the history of that shit. It's kind of weird, but I'm checking it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. It's good time. Prequels can go left pretty quickly, so I'm on guard for that stuff. Yeah. Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, this has been fantastic, and hit me with everything as it progresses.
Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. And
Appreciate
seriously, yo, like we appreciate y'all so much. If it wasn't for people like y'all who gave a fuck and actually like took the time to, sit down and talk to people, y'all are always so appreciated. So thank you for your time. Yeah, hell yeah.
7.8 Pitchfork, people.
Yeah.
Take that.
What will tomorrow